All right, so Thursday afternoon, and Bill's arrived with the Caswell RCMP. We have Officer Kennedy and the new officer to the Caswell detachment. We don't know his name yet. Officer Turco is, nope, not present. So we're at the Balfour Watershed Protection. Bill Costello of Cooper Creek Cedar has arrived with the RCMP.
Morning again.
Oh my God, yes. We know each other very well, aren't we? So I'm going to read you the order that we have. The Supreme Court of British Columbia, Creek Cedar Ltd, the plaintiff, and Jessica Dawn Ogden, Nick Kabrowski, Brock Schneider, John Doe, Jane Doe, persons unknown, the defendants. Order made after application before the Justice Thursday, the 20th of June, 2019. On the application of the plaintiffs, without notice coming on for hearing at June 20th, 2019, on hearing Matthew Schaffelmeyer, counsel for the plaintiffs, and upon the plaintiffs undertaking to abide by any order which this court may make as to damages, this court orders that the plaintiff's main application is heard without notice on June 20th, 2019, pursuant to Rule 8-5 of the Rules of Court. Jessica Dawn Ogden, Mick Kabrowski, Brock Schneider, and anyone else having knowledge of this order be, and they are hereby restrained and enjoined until the trial of this action or until further order of the court, whichever shall be earlier, from physically preventing, impeding, restricting, or in any way physically interfering with or counseling other persons to physically prevent, impede, restrict, or in any way physically interfere with the logging, related operations, and activities of the plaintiff and of their employees, contractors, or agents in around the area known as Balfour Face in the Balfour area of British Columbia, including the right to harvest timber and carry out related operations to construct, modify, use, and maintain roads, all pursuant to or in relation to Forest License A30171, cutting permit CP 410, road permit number R21925, as amended, all issued by Her Majesty of the Queen in right of British Columbia. Physically preventing, impeding, restricting, or in any way physically interfering with or counseling other persons to physically prevent, impede, restrict, or in any way physically interfere with the free passage of the plaintiffs and any of their employees, contractors, agents, vehicles, and equipment in and around the area known as Balfour Face, including but not limited to the Balfour Face Forest Service Road in the Balfour area of British Columbia, including the right to harvest timber and carry out related operations to construct, modify, use, and maintain roads, all pursuant to or in relation to Forest License A30171, cutting permit CP 410, and road permit number R21925, as amended, all issued by Her Majesty the Queen in right of British Columbia. Pursuant to Rule 10-4 of the Supreme Court Civil Rules, Section 39 of the Law and Equity Act, and the inherent jurisdiction of the court. 3. Any peace officer may arrest and remove any person who has knowledge of this order in whom the peace officer has reasonable, probable grounds to believe is contravening provisions of this order or has contravened the provisions of this order, and may release that person from arrest upon that person agreeing in writing to appear before this court at such time and place as may be fixed for the purpose of proceeded against for the contempt of court or fixing a date for such proceedings. Where such person is refused to give a written undertaking to appear before this court, or where the peace officer considers it appropriate to bring forthwith such person before this court, the Supreme Court Registry in Nelson, or such other place as the court may direct, for the purpose of being proceeded against for contempt of court or for fixing the time for such proceedings, retain such person until such time as it is possible to bring such person before this court. The defendants shall be at liberty to apply to set aside or vary this order in 48 hours' notice. The defendants shall not be required to sign this order. The plaintiffs shall have their costs of this application on Scale B. This action will be transferred to the Nelson Registry. The following parties approve the form of this order, consent to each of the orders, if any that are indicated above as being consent. Signature of Matthew Schemleiter, lawyer of the plaintiffs, and by the court register. So I've got a copy of the
Boss?
Okay.
You don't want that.
I guess the question is, can I get through to go to work and truck and the motorman?
Should we ask about the safe zone?
We're gonna define that area.
It's okay if we define an area for those who wish to not participate, or
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Like I say, I mean, it's come up with your action plan. I mean,
yeah.
the next step is, he's going to try to come through.
Okay.
If he's not permitted through, or his workers, if movement is impeded, those doing so will be arrested.
Okay.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay. So anyone to avoid arrest should leave the
If you
road.
don't want to be arrested, or if you don't want to be in contempt of the court order, best advice obviously is remove yourself.
Okay.
So he's not seeking an injunction.
This is the injunction. This is the injunction, yeah. So what he read to you was the injunction. What he provided to you guys
Oh.
is the court injunction that permits him entry and his workers. So, so it is an injunction in place. If you prevent him or his workers coming through, you will be arrested.
Is
So
there?
we don't get to contest the injunction in court then?
You can.
But you have to get arrested first.
Well, you can apply to the courts now because there is an injunction in place. You have, if you read it, there is this time frame, and now that you're made aware of it,
Okay.
so there is a time frame in which you can respond, in which you're required to respond.
Because usually
Okay.
you didn't get arrested in court.
So it's,
Right. Oops.
There you go.
yeah, no, like I say, the
So this is
injunction,
all new stuff again?
the new stuff is in.
Because usually when he tried to come to work 3 days, then we all sat down, we both did paperwork, we went to court. And then the judge gave the order. So which judge gave this order?
Oh, so you're talking about the incident in Meadow Creek, are you?
No.
Or
It's always been like this. Like, which judge gave the injunction order?
his name is on the back there. I think it's
So I thought that we get to talk to the judge.
so
make him
like your day
decide.
in court.
Yeah.
Well, no, the injunction is in
So
place.
it's changed.
You're going to have to make it after the fact if you want to contest this injunction.
Really?
Yeah.
So when did they change this?
I'm not sure if it ever has been changed. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I'm not
it's
familiar
been
with your previous process. I'd have to look into it. But I mean, this is the process for this injunction. So,
So upon approval of an injunction, protesters are subject to arrest immediately as of the injunction being active.
yes. Yeah, there's an injunction in place that permits them at a Supreme Court. So,
Okay.
Any other?
Do you hold on to that? So probably be good to determine.
And it's up to you. I mean, I can't force you with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your personal decision if you want to stay here and you want to prevent him from coming to work, or if you want to allow them entry. It's up to
Yeah.
you. But like I say, my advice is in your best interest, obviously, not to get arrested. I mean, nobody wants to get arrested and charged, right? So I mean, you will be given a court date down the road.
Okay. And probably good to determine what determines the road. Like.
You're getting charged with contempt of court.
You could be charged with contempt of court if you're not allowed entry.
Boy, that seems
Is it reasonable that we could ask for 5 minutes on our own to talk before, like just as a
Yep.
process of communication?
Yeah, for sure. Like I say, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. So everyone's well informed and you're on the same page.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.